Good morning. I'm calling Human Services to order. Please stand for the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Let me see now. We have Mr. O'Neill, so I will call him up to the podium to give his report. Morning, John.
Well, I have no report.
Any questions for Mr. O'Neill? If not, thank you, John. It's been nice.
That's the last time you get to say any questions for Mr. O'Neill.
Thank you. Mental health, Steve Valley. Good morning, Steve.
Good morning. I've got just a few things here today. First, I'd like to have a resolution authorizing a couple of revisions to the Essex County Community Services Board Policy Manual. These are actually a couple of corrections that are being made. We did a major revision a couple of years ago, 2013, and it looked like there were a couple of typos or something in there in terms of the terms of office. So the first resolution is to increase the term of office for each member of a Community Services Board subcommittee from 1 year to 4 years.
Somebody move that, please. Mr. Harrington, seconded by Mr. Merrihew. Discussion on it? If not, all in favor? Opposed? Carried.
Thank you. And the second is to increase the term of office of the chair, the vice chair, and the secretary of the Community Services Board from 1 year to 3 years.
Moved by Mr. Merrihew, seconded by Mr. Harrington. Discussion? And this is, and the state doesn't have to approve the changes?
No, the state does not have to approve the changes, and I had checked this out with County Attorney Dan, and it's within keeping of the Article 41.
Thank you. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Carried.
Okay, so then next I have several appointments for memberships on various boards of the CSB and some of the subcommittees. So first is a resolution authorizing the appointment of Carolyn Sisher of Elizabethtown and Mary Bell of Willsboro as member of the Essex County Community Services Board, both for terms effective January 1, 2016 through December 31, 2019.
Could somebody move that, please? Mr. Merrihew and Mr. Harrington. Discussion? All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Carried.
Okay, and a resolution authorizing the appointment of Jeff New of North Elba and Tracy Turek as members of the Essex County Community Services Board Alcohol and Substance Abuse Subcommittee, both for terms effective January 1, 2016 through December 31, 2019.
I'll move that. Do we have a second? Mr. Politi, discussion on the appointments? All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Carried.
And a resolution authorizing the appointment of Clay Reeser and Valerie Ainsworth of Westport and Annie McKinley of Westport as members of the Essex County Community Services Board Mental Health Subcommittee, all for terms effective January 1, 2016 through December 31, 2019.
Moved by Mr. DeLowen and seconded by Mr. Politi. Discussion? All in favor? Opposed? Carried.
And a resolution authorizing the appointment of Barbara Reed of Wilmington and Nina Matteau of Keene as members of the Essex County Community Services Board Developmental Disabilities Subcommittee, both for terms effective January 1, 2016 through December 31, 2019.
Moved by Mr. Preston, seconded by Mr. Politi. Discussion? All in favor? Opposed? Carried.
And finally, resolution authorizing the appointment of the following as officers of the Essex County Community Services Board: Jeff New as Chair, George Anderson as Vice Chair, and Mary Bell as Secretary, all for terms effective January 1, 2016 through December 31, 2018.
I'll move it. Do we have a second? Mr. Scazzafava. Discussion? All in favor? Opposed? Carried. Steve, I'd like to at least comment on George Anderson. He's been the chair for a number of years, and I really think that George has done such a tremendous job chairing. It's a very difficult committee to chair. You've got a lot of different personalities on there. He did an excellent job. Just convey that, would you please?
Yes, thank you. Thank you for that. Couldn't agree more. George has been invaluable support to me and has really got us on the right track.
Thank you. Anything else?
No, sir.
Any questions for mental health? If not, Steve, a nice work. Good luck. I'm not going to miss it. Okay, next up is public health. Morning, Linda.
Good morning. First, I have a policy and procedure for my professional advisory council. I need a resolution accepting the policies and procedures that were approved at my professional advisory council.
Would somebody like to move Mr. Politi? Do we have a second? Mr. Gulillan, discussion? Being none, all in favor? Aye. Opposed? Carried.
I would like to invite my fellow committee members up and give a resolution to Dave Blades for his service. You were so much forward, found it.
Hurry up, hold your breath. Let it out. You don't have to hold it.
Okay.
Very faithfully without served as a member of the Board of Supervisors for those years and served as the chair of the Essex County Board of Supervisors Service Committee, as a member of the Public Health Advisory Committee and the Professional Advisory Committee, and also served as a member of the Essex County Community Service Board as an active member and of the Office of the Collegiate Advisory Council. Whereas Dave Blades served as an engaged member of the Transportation Subcommittee. During his time of service, the Public Transportation Department has grown from 2 buses to 1 bus route to 10 buses and 4 bus routes. Whereas Dave Blades, through these positions, has been mindful of health interests and worked tirelessly to make decisions that advance the health of Essex County residents. Whereas Dave Blades displayed dedication in his town and Essex County as exemplified by his active participation in the creating healthy places of others. Whereas Dave Blades has also outstanding leadership guidance and support in motivating and moving initiatives before the Board of Supervisors. Whereas Dave Blades maintained a practice of going above and beyond supporting the public health department and interview processes to report. And whereas Dave Blades has fostered a positive work environment with intended functions that celebrate staff and accomplishments. As department head of the Essex County Human Service Committee, we wish Dave Blades the best in all of his future endeavors.
Thank you. Come on,
serve, and you really don't ask for anything in return. You do it because you think it's the right thing to do. This year, let me know that there are people out there who see that you do and go above and beyond, and thank you.
Okay, who's next?
You need someone to move that, don't you, Nick?
Good morning, Patty.
Good morning.
You need someone to move that resolution, I think.
What's that?
You need someone to move that, don't you?
Okay, who'd like to move it? Moved by Mr. Scott Obama. One friend. Okay. Thank you. Now you can...
Okay, awesome. I only have one simple request this morning. We have money, it's called Direct Care Worker Program. We'll get a substantial amount of money next year also for this program. What it's supposed to do is be used to help with recruitment and retention, particularly of direct care workers specifically. So what we did initially was we used the money to help cover some of our, was it 4% raise this year? 3% raise this year. We only cover a formula of that, which was 2%, so it's a little bit complicated. But we have some money left over, and ACAP is struggling a little bit with their budget to stay under budget, which they aren't going to, for nutrition services. So what I'm asking for is to have a motion to accept revenue and appropriations. This will generate a new contract with ACAP for $25,000, and it will be used towards their raises of this year.
For the raises?
So what it's going to do is it's going to really backfill the money they've put out to their staff this year, that money can be then freed up to help meet the contract.
Are you moving it? No? Do we have a second?
It's for ACAP raises, not county employees. That's what we're...
Got to have a second to discuss it. Yeah. Seconded by Mr. Harrington. Discussion. Noel.
Another discussion, knowing that frees up some of their budgeted money, will some of that money come back directly to the nutrition program?
They're going to be over budget this year for our nutrition program. So we're using this money to help meet that gap.
For raises. But I thought you said the raises...
So this is at the end
Our
of the
money
year.
allows them to honor those raises that they're having,
absolutely.
but then I thought you said that then frees up some of their allocated budget money
from us.
for the nutrition.
Correct. So they're not going to be over budget for the whole program.
Will some of the money come back directly to the nutrition program?
We'll all go back to, okay, I see what you're saying. Those raises are specifically just for the kitchen and the drivers of the nutrition program? Is that what you're asking? It's not going for the whole ACAP?
You're right, just the ones that... That money's going to be used to offset the wages for ACAP to their nutrition workers, and that means they'll have extra money in their budget to cover expenses other than wages.
Correct.
That's what I was...
Yeah.
Do we normally fund ACAP? Yes.
Oh, yeah.
And
They're our biggest
how much
contract.
do we fund them for?
Jeez. It's like $1 million.
Yeah, it's like... Do we approve their budget every year?
Yes, you do.
Yes, we do. Okay. Yep.
What happened this year, the raw food costs went up quite a bit.
What?
The raw food costs,
Okay.
which we get, it's an excellent bidding process here at the county, or actually they get through the county, and the raw food costs just went up a lot this year, and it wasn't budgeted for.
So, I'm just curious, why is it for raises as opposed to just salaries? Because that's what they allow you, because it's the grant itself is direct care for workers.
Right, and it can only...
So it has to be allocated towards wages for workers. Have we done this before?
No, this is the first time we've
This is
used...
the first time, so
Right.
there's no precedent for it.
Right, and next year we'll have even more money that will be used hopefully towards the aid program for North Country Home Services. We contract with all these programs, and it's to help keep these low-wage workers in their positions.
Do we fund this program 100%?
No, sorry. It's, I'd say it's probably 50% federal and state funding, C1, C2, SNAP, USDA. And then we are heavily overmatched by the county. I would say another 50%.
But it's our responsibility to pay the raises, as opposed to any other funding entity.
We pay the budget, we pay a price per meal to ACAP to deliver these meals. Contained within it is the salaries. They're going to fall short because of what their food costs essentially have been over.
Well, I understand that, and I understand the necessity for the program and so forth, but what is the percentage of raises that they get? I mean, in the past, we've had these kind of questions with regard to Cornell Cooperative Extension and other outside agencies, and we always ask the question, well, what percentage are they getting in raises?
It was minimal, but I don't know what it was.
Yeah, we'll find out before Ways and Means.
Yeah, that's what
Maybe before the end of the...
Mr. Skozababa. Dan, and I'm not taking shots at ACAP, I think they do a tremendous job, but that's a sizable contract. Do we ever audit their expenditures? Do we know? Because I was recently at a senior meal for a dinner, and Alan was there, and the quality of the food seems to have gone down, like chicken 3 days a week. So there's a lot of concern there about what they're actually getting for meals now versus what they were getting. So I'm just curious as to...
What they did was they went to a cycled menu so they could... the ordering was much better that way. They could do bulk because they knew that they'd have in a 3-month cycle, 3 weeks, that they'd have this many chicken meals, this many whatever. So they could order that all in bulk. And then part of the problem a little bit was storage, and it's still a little bit of an issue, but they would bring that all in and store it. And then the meals is cheaper that way because you're only getting, you're getting like one.
I understand that it's all due to cost, but what I'm saying is the concern is, how many times a week can you eat chicken? If you look at a menu, it's that seems to be the staple.
Well, I can get you guys a menu. I'm pretty sure it's not chicken 3 days a week.
Well, take a look at the menu. And Alan actually was surprised too when he went down there. In fact, he's going to start doing some visits to some of the sites unannounced. But anyway, I just raise it because it is a concern that not only is coming out of the Mariah Nutrition site, I believe it's coming out of a few of the other sites. And I do know that Alan did speak that they were going to the kettles, were at the bag. You get the food prepared, you drop it in a kettle, and that's, what do they call it? What's that? It all comes in a bag. Yeah, so...
That's the prison.
I just raised the question because I know there's concerns about the menu, and we just voted to give everybody raises, so I'm wondering, is the food taking the back seat here? And that's the whole purpose of the nutrition program, and that's why I bring it up. Thank you. You're welcome. By the way, I eat chicken 3 days a week.
North Alva gets steak 3 days a week. We'll give you 1 steak for 1 chicken.
Maybe we're the only ones getting chicken, I don't know. Mr. Morrow?
I gotta go a little bit further on that. I know what Patty's talking about. I've talked to Patty about it. They buy it in bulk, and then they'll have it every other week, the same menu. Don't have a problem with that. I eat chicken quite a bit too. But the quality of the food has gone down. And the quality has gone down. I don't know if they changed cooks or what. I've talked to Patty about this, and I was supposed to put it in an email to her, but I never got around to it, and I will though.
Okay.
And there's different things they're doing over there that we have a good group in Keysville. It's packed all the time.
Right.
But they're going to start losing people if they keep sending the quality of food. And I can go talk about this stuff isn't cooked right and that stuff isn't cooked like it used to be. So I think they need to look into that. And I won't go into detail about it, but I've talked to Patty about it. So things need to change or they're going to start losing people, definitely.
Thank you. Any other concerns or questions? If not, all in favor? Aye. Opposed? Carried.
Thank you.
Anything else? Thank you. Transportation, Nancy. Good morning, Nancy.
Good morning. I don't have any requests for today. Mountain Valley Shuttle has started early on the request of order, which the weather's not really cooperating with well, but once you put it out there, if you say you're going to be there, you have to be there. And we've started a group ride on November 30th, going from Ticonderoga to Plattsburgh with the contracts with DOH and Medical Answering Services. Not really a contract, it's just they agreed to pay us a certain rate.
That it?
That's it.
Questions for transportation? If not, thank you. It's been nice working with you.
You too?
Good luck.
Thank you. You better see you around something.
I'm not so sure. Anything else to come before Human Services? If not, I adjourn my last Human Services meeting. Thank you.